Hey guys, welcome back to More Home, More Comfort. I'm Kelton, and today we're going to be making a spaghetti casserole with garlic bread. To get started, we're going to add our ground meat into a medium sized saucepan along with our seasonings. While our ground meat is cooking, we're going to go ahead and get our garlic toast into the oven. Our ground meat is 75% of the way through, so we're going to go ahead and add our mushrooms. Now, for those of you who don't like mushrooms, you don't have to add mushrooms. It's just that me and my household like eating mushrooms in our spaghetti casserole, so that's why I added. Okay, so as you guys can see, our ground meat and mushrooms is completely done. We're going to take it off the fire, set it aside for a couple of minutes to let it simmer a bit, and go ahead and check on our garlic toast, and then we'll drain it and get started on the pasta. Okay, garlic toast is not quite toasty as I like it. So we're gonna get back in the oven for a couple of more minutes and go ahead and get our ground meat and mushrooms mixed in with our pasta sauce. Okay, let's go ahead and get our ground meat and mushrooms drained. Now, I know when you guys see this image, you guys gonna say something about all the grease going down the drain. But trust me, this is 100% lean beef, so it's not that much fat, or should I say grease, going down. It's more of juices coming from the meat instead of grease. Now, it is grease, but not much. I also have a garbage disposal, FYI, and I also make sure I run the hot water afterwards. Okay, so we have our meat sauce mixed together. We're gonna set it aside so it can combine a bit, and go ahead and check on our toast again, and then we'll go ahead and start working on our pasta. Okay, our toast is done, so we're gonna go ahead and set it aside so it can cool and start working on the water for our pasta. As you can see, we put our water on the fire on high heat. And if you notice, it's not really clean. We use the same pot that we cook the ground meat and the actual mushrooms in. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted the residue from the grease that was still left in there, and also the seasonings. Now, I usually add oil to my pasta water along with 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. That way, my pasta won't be sticky, nor would it be bland. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and allow it to boil. And once it comes to a complete boil, we're going to add our pasta. Okay, so our meat sauce has cooled down a lot, and I usually like cheese within my meat sauce, but also on the side. So at this time, I'm gonna go ahead and add just a bit of cheese in the meat sauce and mix it together right before we add drain up the pasta and add it in. So as you can see, our pasta is boiling. I'm gonna give it a couple of more minutes, and then after that, we're gonna drain it and add it to our meat sauce. So we're gonna mix the pasta and our meat sauce, and then add some cheese right before we put it in the oven. Our casserole is done, so we're gonna allow it to cool before we plate it. Okay, so as you guys can see, I went ahead and made a small plate of it, what have you, because it wasn't dinner time, of course. So, um, to be honest, it turned out pretty good. Of course, I knew it was going to turn out pretty good. I always cook this meal. But anyway, it turned out pretty good. Now, as I always tell you, if you decide to try this recipe, remember to share it with someone else. That way you can make their day a little lighter, a little brighter, and a lot fuller. You guys have a good one. I'm Kelton with More Homes, More Comfort. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell button so you can be notified of every new upload